How prominent and wealthy is Israel's military, and how much funding does it get from the US? Welcome back with an amazing video. Please subscribe to our channel for future updates. Our channel always supports peace, and the video is made for information and entertainment purposes. Israel boasts one of the world's most formidable armies, reinforced by more than $3.8 billion in military funding from the United States each year. Following a fatal strike by the Palestinian organization, Hamas, on October 7, Israel has continued to shell the embattled Gaza Strip. The U.S. has strongly supported Israel in its battle against Hamas, sending its closest friend in the Middle East guided missile carriers, F-35 jets, and other military weapons. Israel's military at a glance. Israel has a massive military apparatus. Israel has 169,500 active military troops in the Army, Navy, and paramilitary forces, according to the International Institute for Strategic Studies, ISS, Military Balance 2023. Its reserve troops number 465,000, and its paramilitary forces are 8,000. A military spokesperson claimed on Wednesday that 300,000 Israeli troops are currently stationed near the Gaza Strip amid concerns about a ground invasion. Citizens over 18 are required to serve in the military. Having joined, males are expected to serve for 32 months and women for 24 months. Israel's military is one of the most formidable in the Middle East, with cutting-edge surveillance and weaponry. Personnel. There are now 169,500 active military members and 465,000 reserve troops. Land control. 2,200 plus tanks, 530 artillery pieces. Air power. There are 339 combat aircraft, including 309 fighter ground attack planes, 196 F-16 jets, 83 F-15 aircraft, 30 F-35 jets, 142 helicopters, 43 Apache attack helicopters. Iron Dome is an Israeli mobile air defense system that uses radar technology to detect and destroy short-range missiles. It was created in the aftermath of the 2006 battle with Hezbollah, during which hundreds of rockets were fired into Israel. The Iron Dome was launched in 2011 with the assistance of the United States, responsible for providing components for the system and putting aside more than $1.5 billion in missile defense for Israel in 2022. According to the ISS, Israel's Iron Dome missile defense system intercepted more than 90% of rockets launched by Hamas and other Palestinian organizations in 2021. According to the ISS, Israel is also thought to have nuclear capability, including Jericho missiles and planes capable of delivering nuclear warheads. How much does Israel spend on its military? According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Agency, SIPRI, a conflict and weaponry research agency, Israel spent $23.4 billion on its military in 2022. Over the 2018 to 2022 timeframe, this equates to $2,535 per capita, making it the world's second largest spender on military per capita behind Qatar. In 2022, Israel will spend 4.5% of its GDP on the military, the 10th highest percentage in the world. Which countries buy the most Israeli weapons? Israel's military purchases have always greatly exceeded its exports. However, according to SIPRI statistics, exports have started to outnumber imports during the previous decade routinely. Between 2018 and 2022, at least 35 nations bought $3.2 billion in weaponry from Israel. A third, $1.2 billion, of Israel's military exports were to India. Since Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi took office in 2014, relations between Israel and India have grown. Azerbaijan, $295 million, was the second largest importer of Israeli armaments, followed by the Philippines, $275 million, the United States, $217 million, and Vietnam, $180 million. Between 2018 and 2022, Israel bought $2.7 billion in armaments from just two countries, the United States and Germany. How much military aid has Israel received from the U.S.? Between 1946 and 2023, Israel received $263 billion in foreign assistance from the United States. This is almost twice, 1.7 times more, than Egypt, the second highest beneficiary of U.S. foreign assistance during the last 77 years, which got $151.9 billion. U.S. senators have traditionally seen Israel as an ally to assist in defending U.S. strategic interests in the Middle East. The U.S. Congressional Research Service cites shared strategic objectives, domestic U.S. support for Israel, and a mutual commitment to democratic values as reasons for sustaining military assistance to Israel. U.S. military spending to Israel will exceed $3.8 billion in 2023, as part of a record $38 billion 10-year contract agreed in 2016 by former U.S. President Obama. Between 1946 and 2023, the United States provided Israel $124 billion in military and defense assistance. $500 million of Israel's $3.8 billion in military funding this year has gone toward missile defenses. Washington has announced that it would supplement Israeli weapons used against Hamas in the most recent conflict. Hours after the deadly Hamas attack inside Israel, the Israeli government requested Iron Dome interceptors from the United States, with President Joe Biden stating that Washington will be rapidly providing the Israel Defense Forces with additional equipment and resources, including munitions, which are expected to arrive within days. The Biden administration is anticipated to propose more financing for Tel Aviv in a budget proposal to Congress. However, the lack of a House Speaker may cause a delay in legislative authorization for such assistance. The United States restricts how assistance, especially military aid, may be utilized. The Leahy Act forbids the shipment of U.S. defense equipment to military forces who are engaged in human rights violations. However, no Israeli unit has been penalized under this law. After the 1967 war, when Israel defeated neighboring Arab forces and started capturing the West Bank, East Jerusalem, and Gaza, military assistance to Israel surged dramatically. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, hit that subscribe button before you go. Thanks for watching.